Determine the area of the triangle with the given conditions. The formula for finding the area of the triangle is half of the base times the height. Complete problems 1 and 2. Then move on to 3 and 4. The base in this case is 3/8, and the height is 3/4. 1 times 3 is 3, times 3 is 9. 2 times 8 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. Here we are trying to determine which does not belong. You might argue that B does not belong because it's the only one that is a pyramid, and the remaining ones are prisms. You might argue that C does not belong because it is the only one where all 3 dimensions are the same. If we looked at A, this one has a base that is a triangle. The rest of them have rectangular bases. Or perhaps you might say D does not belong because the rest of them all have a height of 4 and this one has a height of 3. So you can make an argument for which one you believe does not. Here we have 2 pyramids, one that appears to be leaning and one that has the point directly over the center of the base. These are both pyramids, but this one is called a right pyramid because the point at the top is directly over the center of the base. Here we can examine the pyramid. When we open the net, you can see that it's made up of triangle sides and then a rectangle or square base. We can make it taller. We could also change the base to be a different shape. Here we have a hexagon bottom. You could also have a triangular pyramid with a triangle on the bottom. So pyramids are connecting the base and the point with triangles. Consider the following right square pyramid. Sketch a net of the right square pyramid and label it with the correct measurements. So we have a square base that is a 12 by 12, and then we have triangles coming off of it. And these triangles have a height of 14 3/4. This is still part of problem 1. B asks us to find the surface area of this square pyramid by calculating the area of the net. So the square is base times height is 12 times 12, which is 144. For the triangle, it's half of the base times the height. Half of 12 is 6. You can change 3/4 into a decimal if you'd like to. 3/4 is worth 75 cents, so this is 14.75 times 6, and that is 88.5 for each of these triangles. Then to find the surface area, we will need to add up all of those values. So we'll add 144 plus 88.5 plus 88.5 plus 88.5 plus 88.5 for a total surface area of 498 inches squared. In a pyramid, we have two different height measurements. One is the height of the pyramid itself, and then one is the slant height of the pyramid, which is the height of the triangle on the side. So if we're looking for surface area, we're going to use the slant height to help us find the area of the triangle. But if we're talking about volume, we will use the height of the pyramid. So make sure you can keep those distinguished in your brain. So for the surface area, we have the square piece on the bottom, which is an 8 by 8. And then we also have triangles on the sides. It has a base of 8 and a height of 5. So half of 8 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles going around the shape. The surface area is going to be all 5 of the sides, or the faces, added together. So 20, 40, 60, 80 plus 64, which is 144 centimeters squared. For problem 3, calculate the surface area of the right pyramid that has an equilateral triangle as its base. So an equilateral triangle has all the same measurements on the sides. So it would be an 8, 8, 8 triangle on the bottom. And then it has 3 faces coming out of it. And these triangles on the sides have a height of 6.9. The 6.5 is just representative of the height of the pyramid, but not the height of the triangle. And it also shows that the height of the triangle on the bottom is 6.9 as well. So these have a base of 8 and a height of 6.9. Half of 8 is 4, and 4 times 6.9 is 27.6. And all of these have an area of 27.6. So instead of just adding them all together, we could multiply that value by 4 for the surface area. And that is 110.4 centimeters squared. Calculate the surface area of the right rectangular pyramid. We have an 18 by 10 rectangle, with triangles coming off of it. The height of the 18 triangle is 13. And the height of the 10-meter triangle is 15. To find the area of a rectangle, it's base times height. 18 times 10 is 180. For a triangle, it is half the base times the height. Half of 10 is 5, and 5 times 15 would give us the area of the triangle, which is 75. Then this one, half of 18 is 9, and 9 times 13 would give us the area of this triangle, which is 117. So the surface area is 180 plus the two 75 triangles plus the two 117 triangles. And that gives us a surface area of 564 meters squared. Calculate the surface area of the right regular hexagonal pyramid. The line segment labeled 4 meters begins at the center of the hexagon and ends at one side of the hexagon. So we have a hexagon on the bottom that can be broken up into triangles that are all the same. And so they have a base of 4.6 and then a height of 4. So half of 4.6 would be 2.3, then times that by 4, meaning each little section of that hexagon is 9.2, and we have 6 of them. So the area of the base is 55.2. Then I also have long, skinny triangles coming out of the sides of the hexagon. So these have a side length of 4.6, and a height of 7.2. So 4.6 is the base, 7.2 is the height, and don't forget we have to use half of that for a triangle. So each of these ones comes out to 16.56. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So for our surface area, we need to add 55.2 from the bottom with 99.36 from all of the sides, giving us a surface area of 154.56 meters squared. A park staff is building a structure like the one pictured to cover a square deck. The roof of the structure will be metal and in the shape of a right square pyramid. How much metal do they need to cover the roof? So it's kind of like a pyramid with the triangles for each section of the roof and then the back section. But we're not going to necessarily need metal for under it in this square section. We're just going to need the triangle pieces around the roof. These dimensions are 12 by 7.5. And it is a square, so this is also 12. And then these triangles will also be 7.5. So to find the area of one triangle, half of 12 is 6. 6 times 7.5 is 45. So each of these has an area of 45. So the surface area is going to be 45 times 4, because there are 4 identical triangles, and that is a surface area of 180 feet squared. That's the end of lesson 20. You can check back for more lessons on my YouTube channel.